I've seen from the time that I've arrived in this short span of time, it would seem for some, there's something happening in this city. There is change, maybe a shift occurring in some ways, and we find ourselves kind of at this moment where Syracuse is really trying to come back in a way. Tell me when you've heard these terms, or when people have been in the rooms and talking about, Syracuse surge, there's a moment. What does that mean for you all who's been here a lot longer than I have? What does that mean to you?
What I think has begun to change, and I've been here a long time, and I've seen some things come and go. I've seen movements come and go. But what I'm seeing a lot more these days is around courageous conversations, right? Yes. Because this work and change and having everyone have a seat at the table requires courageous conversations. And sometimes the courageous conversations are hard, but there's been more willingness to have those courageous conversations. Are we there yet? No, but we are on our way, as long as we all stay committed to courageous conversations, because that's the only way change, lasting change, and having everyone at the table will, I think, make a difference.
So when I think about the making the room at the table, community engagement has been not only a more talked about form of operation within organizations in this community, but there's also a number of staff members. I know community engagement is in your title, in my professional capacity, it's in mine, and more organizations are coming up with employed statuses that are focused on community engagement. But as wisdom keepers, what does community engagement in the context of this moment in time, what does that mean to you? What are your thoughts on it?
I think that's the community empowerment almost rather than engagement, right? I think about engagement as like, let me go talk to you because I'm supposed to, rather than say, how do we facilitate a conversation in the community so that the community addresses its needs?
Community engagement for me, and I think you probably have heard me say this before, is I want people to be seen that might once have been invisible. Because when you see someone, you can then value and respect that, what they bring to the table. But if you're invisible, or I see you as an issue or an impediment to driving to the future, it's not going to work.
I think there's so many, I'm glad and proud to say that I can identify in every single neighborhood in our city right now, like people on the ground as we're here right now, like that are just connecting with the community in a genuine way to empower folks. But certainly for me, the neighborhood that I've worked in the most is in the Near West Side. And so as I was kind of transitioning out of that, my last probably 2 years there, seeing the Near West Side Peacemaking Center start there, and just doing it right, in my opinion, like starting out super humble and quiet and listening, and then saying, hey, what could be our role in this? And then slowly evolving that to say, how do we make sure that we take a back seat to the residents and help residents organize around the issues and topics that they want addressed. And so, they've, to me, just done an amazing job of both galvanizing the services that are in the Near West Side and like the different organizations, and then simultaneously organizing and building the capacity of neighborhood residents to do some really powerful work. And then saying like, okay, now how do you not just work in isolation, but how do you as service organizations and as residents actually coalesce and work together to improve the quality of life in this neighborhood?
I have seen just a tremendous amount of collaboration, even more so now than ever before. I've seen how neighbors and residents came around Dunbar to make sure Dunbar's doors stayed open because it was important and an important part of the region. Or what I saw at the Sankofa Cafe and how it reimagined what it needed to be in a different way and responding to the direct needs of people in that area. Or when I think about the Southwest Community Center, it just tremendous work that there's dialogue going on and around how to make things better for our children.
I think right now we're in a moment where egos are not getting in the way, and that's like my biggest hope is like, how do we make sure that egos continue to not get in the way, and that it's like, this isn't about me, it's not about you, it's just about the people and the good work continuing, right? And I think that to me is like the biggest thing that we could hope to accomplish is let's all just like do our thing, do it in partnership together, and it not be about, you know, recognition, not be about, kind of, it's just about the good work.
For me, my space right now is to hold my corporate brethren and sisterin accountable to change. Because I certainly don't want to be here 20 years from now, Lord help me, right? Having the same discussion about workforce development. Don't want to do it, right? Don't want to do it. And so it takes all of us, not just the folks on the ground creating great opportunity, it takes our businesses. So for me, I want them to lean in and lean in hard. And I want to help hold them as well as us accountable for making it happen.